Guys, they're throwing the deportees out of the planes and into the ocean. No, this is not a drill. No, this is not fear-mongering. They're shackling people, flying out into open ocean and throwing them out. Okay? The flight patterns, there's people tracking them on this app. The flights going out with the deportees, watching them go out to open ocean and circle back. A family in Italy saw 5 shackled bodies wash up on the shore.
I mean, seriously, that is what is going viral right now on social media. The problem is, it's completely false. It's fake news. It's a conspiracy theory that is going viral by those on the radical left. They're literally claiming that Donald Trump is holding maritime mass executions by throwing illegal immigrants out of airplanes and into the ocean. And people are actually believing this. Well, there's not much brain left in some of these radical leftists, to be frank with you. So I get why they believe this lunatic conspiracy theory. Is just insane. I've got a lot to share with you, but before I do, I have to give a shout out to the sponsor of this video, Noble Gold Investments. You see, most investments today, they feel like second jobs. If you're in the real estate business, you're a landlord. If you're stocks, you're a day trader. If you're in crypto, you're a full-time researcher. Well, you have a life to live, and your investments should really help you live that life to the fullest. That's why more Americans are choosing full, tangible gold. And Noble Gold Investments has helped thousands of people, by the way, and they can help you with real physical gold. And right now, if you go to lisahavengold.com, they are going to send you this free wealth protection kit. Fill out this information here and click email me my wealth kit, and they're going to send that to you. On top of it, right now, as a 4th of July special, they are giving away with qualified accounts 2 5-ounce silver America the Beautiful coins and 1 1-ounce coin as well. So make sure you mention my name, but better yet, give them a call at the number on the screen, 1-877-646-5347, and let them know Lisa Haven sent you so you can take advantage of that special offer for those who qualify. If you want more information, click the more button or click the link in the description box below. All right, there's always a risk to investing and never a guarantee as well. But with that, here is more regarding this radical left conspiracy theory that is going viral on the internet. I mean, it's one of the most laughable things I have ever heard. But this is another woman on TikTok there. Never seen her channel before, but she is basically spouting the same nonsense as the last lady. Won't play it because it's just ridiculous, but these are the ones that are going viral all over TikTok and other social media. And what they're saying is they're saying, oh, here is the flight, and you can see him fly over, and it's literally like just lines that they kind of draw on there. It's the most ridiculous flight pattern I've ever seen. But anyway, flight patterns, they stop and then they disappear and then they turn around or whatever. So this is what they're referencing. And you can see there's not a lot of merit to this. If one saw this, they'd be like, yeah, that's not really legit, but who cares about legitimacy if you're a Democrat? But what they were referencing, that lady in the video about the multiple bodies that have been found, well, 5 bodies have been found, actually more than that if you take into longer consideration. But this is what they're saying was Donald Trump was Donald Trump committing some maritime massacre. This is what they're getting this from, right? And here's the true story. And this is on CBS News. Multiple bodies found with hands and feet tied in the Mediterranean Sea off of Spain. It goes on. And it states this: Spanish authorities have launched an investigation after discovering multiple corpses in the Mediterranean Sea whose hands and feet had been tied, police said on Monday. According to regional daily Diario del Malacora, since mid-May, civil guard boats have spotted at least 5 bodies with their hands and feet bound. Police suspect that the victims may be migrants from North Africa, the Majorca Daily Bulletin reported. Diario de Malacora quoted investigations as saying that the migrants may have been tied up and thrown into sea during the crossing, potentially due to a dispute with their smugglers. In other words, it had nothing to do with Donald Trump's deportations. It had to do with criminals smuggling people into countries. That is what is going on here. The radical left is so lame. But anyway, the trip that they're making in that area, particularly around this sea, is one of the cruelest parts of the sea. In fact, if you read a little further in this CBS report, it tells you how bad things can be. In 2023, this is before Donald Trump was president, the United Nations International Organization for Migration recorded 8,542 migrant deaths around the world, with 37% of these deaths occurring in the Mediterranean. 37% of those 8,500 happened in the Mediterranean due to people trying to get into other countries illegally. This is one reason why I am highly against illegal immigration. It is very deadly for a lot of people doing it. This is why we need to do things the right way. In fact, here's Politico, and I'll give credit where credit's due. They actually did a good job on this, talking about the violence on the Atlantic route, but the cost of passage, violence and death on the Atlantic route to Spain. Every year, tens of thousands of migrants set off to Europe from Africa in fragile wooden boats. But there's growing evidence that these perilous journeys are marred by horrific crimes. Now, in this whole article, it talks about people coming in, they're hurt, they're injured, they're dead, dropped in the ocean, bodies. And I think there's a good number in this article of how much violence occurs in that area. And it's just extreme. But that is what they're referencing. This stuff, unfortunately, has been going on for years. But suddenly, now that Donald Trump is in charge, we literally have the radical left, like this woman, coming out, making up straight up conspiracy theories that are not true. In fact, I found this originally on Not the Bee. The newest left-wing conspiracy is that Trump is throwing migrants off planes into the ocean. For real. There's a lot of people mocking these idiots. But the truth of the matter is, it was so bad that radical left Snopes had to come out and correct their own left-wing side. Here we have breaking down claim bodies of Trump administration deportees washed up in Spain. And here's what they said. In late June 2025, a claim archived circulated online that bodies with their hands and feet tied that washed up on the coast of Spain's Balearic Islands were people whom the Trump administration deported from the U.S., aka dropped them from a plane. Maritime mass executions. But it goes on to state, however, we found no evidence that the bodies found in the Balearic Islands were people deported from the U.S. We also found no evidence that the U.S. authorities had placed deported people in the Balearics. Spanish authorities had not yet identified the deceased at the time of this writing, but we did not find evidence of the U.S. Custom and Immigration Enforcement deportation flights to Spain. In other words, they didn't even fly to Spain, though the Trump administration did carry out flights to several African nations. In other words, there is no flight from the U.S. to Spain. It's completely bogus. People migrating from Africa often attempt to cross into Europe via the Mediterranean Sea, ending up on islands like the Balearics. So there you have it. Even a White House spokeswoman came out, Abigail Jackson, and said to dismiss this claim entirely because the claim is so stupid and obviously false, it hardly dignifies a response. Oh, no. Good Lord. I mean, jeez. I think these people need something. I don't know. Maybe they're already on it, unfortunately. But anyway, I wanted to share that with you. It's just crazy what some people are doing. But how sick. This stupid thing going viral that isn't even legit. But isn't that how the left sometimes work? Discredit. They say so many lies anymore that the radical left is just believing anything they hear whenever versus doing the research on their own. And that's why you guys are so important. You're getting the real truth to what is really going on. And I have been giving you guys the truth since I've had my channel, 2013, 2014. So very long time now. But you guys are very smart, unlike those on the left. I just hope that one day they wake up. But anyhow, wanted to share that with you guys. Please don't forget, sign up on restrictedrepublic.com. I really hope to see you there. Use the coupon code Lisa5, get it for $5 per month. We've got some bombshell reports coming on there about or today that I'm releasing on RFK. I want you guys to be able to check those out. I mean, so many important videos. You're really missing out on some of that exclusive content. So I hope to see you there with everything. Anyhow, I love you guys. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.